What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video here on our channel, and welcome to a new video here on the series Kid Checks with the Kid. So if you guys aren't aware and haven't been following the channel, I'm trying to get into the CDL, or at least become a professional player. And one thing that I do is watch the matches that the actual pros play to get an idea how they play certain maps, how they play certain positions, how they play certain game modes, and like what they do to improve. And that in turn helps me improve, using those ideas into practice and just getting better at the game, and also working on my fundamentals, like how these pros have their fundamentals down packed. So I thought, why not talk about each series? And this week I think was a good week to start this series because god damn, we have saw a lot of banger matches this week. And I'm also going to give my predictions for week 3, and maybe I'll give you my standings, who knows. But let's get started with the very first match of the weekend. So the very first match of the weekend was Subliners versus Boston. Now, I believe if you are a top 4, top 5 team even, you should be slamming the other teams that are below you. Like, I'm talking about bottom 6. I feel like, actually, no, more or less, I feel like bottom 5, 6 teams you should be slamming if you're a top 4 team, especially a top 5 team. And Subliners, after going into Major 1, they've been looking kind of stronger, like, you know, their usual form. And they took Boston down 3-0, and I wasn't surprised because, again, if you are a top 4 team, I expect you to do shit on the lower teams, and they just had their way with them. I think the most competitive part of this series, for Breach, was in that hardpoint 1, when they were in the lead by around 100 plus points, and Subliners just woke up and started frying, and then after that the series was pretty much done. Shout out to my boys of Subliners. They're amazing bunch of people. Boston Breach, they're looking still, I feel like with this roster they have potential. I think they just gotta, like, you know, continue to improve on, like, you know, their fundamentals, because again, it's still a relatively new roster. You have a new plugin in the form of a sim, a great SMG player, and a great player in the CDL. So we're gonna continue to see this team form, and you'll see it later in their next match. And yeah, that was Subliners versus Breach. Now the next match was between Minnesota Rokkr versus Optic Texas, and I was not expecting this match to go the way it did. Now, before anyone says anything, shout out to Optic for winning 3-2 and pulling out the reverse sweep, but I also want to give a huge shout out to Rokkr. I think everyone after this series was calling Optic good and calling Minnesota Rokkr bad. And I mean, to be fair, this series Minnesota Rokkr should have won the series 4-0 or 3-0 at the very least. But like, bro, they were choking. But like, I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. Before Major 1, they didn't look this dominant, and after going to Major 1, not only did they bring Toronto to a game 5, they also brought Optic to a game 5. And people keep doubting this roster. Like, yeah, they're throwing their game 5s, but like, let's not forget, they already brought the Major 1 champs to a game 5, the first team ever to do it, mind you. So shout out to Rokkr, but I don't know how they bottled up the series. So going into the first match between the first hardpoint, no one was not expecting them to shit on Optic the way they did. I wasn't really. It was kind of crazy. Optic Texas even said that they love this match, so having Linz and Vivid go absolutely working these guys and actually frying, it was crazy. Then it was I think it was around 11. I thought it was around 10 S&D terminal, but I don't really like watching S&D terminal. But Minnesota Rokkr took that. So right here, I'm gonna put it in full screen. So right here, this has got to be one of the craziest control wins I've ever seen in COD history. Like, this was actually crazy. It's a 4, pretty much. You're gonna see it. Oh, sorry. It's a 3v14, right? No one's expecting Optic to win this. Everyone was saying, like, yeah, this is over with. GG's to Minnesota Rokkr. They 3-0. But I want you to look at this play. So Pred kills Linz on top red, and then Dashy kills Awakening. And then Vivid jumps out of the point just to die, and they're like, oh shit, let's run into the point. Actually just missing his shots, and I believe this is when Awakening called his streak off spawn, which I thought was a really dumb play. I feel like if Awakening's gonna call his streak, he should have done it immediately off rip. He didn't do it immediately off spawn. I think he like took a few seconds before he called it, and I feel like if he called it like off rip, he would have definitely got him. So, and also he calls the streak here in front of the diner. I would say. Now, if you're gonna streak right here, if you see where my mouse is, I'm not sure if you see it. He streaks here. Now, if you are gonna streak this point, and then even though they went to the back anyway, the best bet to streak this point is through this window right here. and angle it through this window. But he doesn't do that. He misses the streak, and then Dashy nades this, man. All right, so everyone's flooding in. Let's just run in that shit like, all right, we gotta stop this real quick. Dashy's getting a shot, shots hitting his shots. They trade him out. Fred goes in for the final kill and plays the point and actually gets the dub. And I'm sitting there like, bro, how do you throw a 3v14? That's actually criminal. Like, that's so criminal. And it's just like, how does that even work? And then game 4 wasn't even that much better. Like, oh my God. Like, now, right here. Rokkr had this. Rokkr should have had this. Look at the score. Fred is right here, right? And where's, where is Agnes? Agnes gonna spawn somewhere, right? He's actually gets a double right here off the point. He goes on the point. I'm thinking it's over. Shotzi gets an incredible spawn up there, or like back snow. And I'm thinking, oh, they have it. They don't kill Shotzi yet, so he kills him again, and then it just makes Optic go in there. They're looking for Shotzi, like, yo, where did he go? What the fuck? And then they just start lining him up, and I'm just like, bro, how do you sell that bad? This is crazy. Like, dude, you had literally one job, bro, and y'all let Shotzi like just roam over there, and then like. Vivid tries to hop the point because everyone's gone. He's waiting for everyone to spawn back. Fred just gets some gyro aim bullshit, gets smoked, but then Kenny pulls out the pistol to get into the game 5, and I'm just like, bruh, how? What is going on here? This is probably one of the craziest matches I've ever seen this season, and probably in a while. Like, I don't think we had a lot of crazier matches. I think the closest, like, we've come close to like an insane series, and it's only for one part of the series was I don't know if you remember last year with Subliners versus Boston, where it was, I think, it was like a similar situation. It was a 3v something and they won it. But like, this is on a much grander scale because they had a much better positioning, a much better like setup than Boston did, and they still lost that shit. I don't even know how the fuck that happened. Oh yeah, that's another thing I wanted to talk about. Let me go back. So Shotzi's here, right? And Vivid knows Shotzi's here, and he knows Pred's here, so he gets to kill on Pred, right? 4v3, cool. And he knows Shotzi's here. Shotzi, then I believe he smokes right around here. No, he's gonna, you know, he does all that shit. Like, so you're gonna see Shotzi's gonna smoke here, right? And now I want you to watch number 7. Number 7 is hitting a flank to get Shotzi, right? Now, when you're 7, you should be getting this kill right here, right? Crazy, right? He doesn't get the kill. Shotzi gets away, and then he's like awakening stuck. That actually kills him, and then he kills Shotzi kills Billy top AC. And then they know where accuracy is. I'm just like, bro, how do you botch that so bad? So I'm just like, bro, Minnesota choker, bro. Like, it's crazy. And then we're gonna go to the final round. I believe Shotzi pulls off an incredible defuse right here. Lynn tried to pull it 1v2. He gets dashy, and I'm thinking like he read it right, but like Shotzi just like does him, and he gets there by 0.4 seconds, bro. That's how Optic wins this game. And I'm just like, bruh, heart attack. And so I'm watching this live, right? And I'm just like, bro, what are we doing? How are we even getting to this point, bro? I'm just sitting here like, there's no way, bro. There's absolutely no way. Absolutely no way. Absolutely no way. So, but yeah, Optic beat Minnesota Choker 3-2 in the reverse sweep. Probably one of the greatest reverse sweeps of all time. I think the only one that probably, I think one that actually surpassed it was when Rokkr beat Ultra in the reverse sweep back in Cold War. But other than that, it was crazy. But yeah, that was that match. And the final match to close out the weekend, we have Miami Heretics going up against Vegas Legion. Now, I'm not gonna lie, when I went into this match, I was thinking that like, oh, Vegas is probably gonna 3-1 them, because not for nothing, Vegas Legion was playing really well so far this weekend. I'm not gonna lie. And going into last weekend, they played really well their recent matches, and I was thinking, you know what, they might be able to 3-1 or maybe 3 of them, right? Miami said, all right, let me get that hot start real quick. Go up 2-0 in the series, right? 250 to 158 in the Invasion hardpoint. I hate the Invasion hardpoint, by the way. I feel like this should not be played. I hate Invasion. I think this should never be played again, besides Control, maybe. And then they lose around 11 to Miami Heretics. So they're down 2-0 in the series, right? But for the first time I've ever seen this Vegas Legion team, or this Legion team in period history, bro, they somehow pull a reverse sweep. They win a Control, which, like, you know, it's kind of crazy because everyone knows Vegas is terrible on Control, but they're winning Controls now, which is kind of crazy. Then they beat them 250 to 135 in real hardpoint for map 4. And I'm just like, oh, damn, is Heretics had no ice? That's crazy. And then they finished the full reverse sweep by getting a 6-3 victory on Search and Destroy Invasion. Like, bruh, this Heretics team, I'm not gonna lie, is really bad. Like, I don't know what happened. As soon as Major won the tournament, as soon as they went to the tournament, dog shit. Lost 6 maps straight, top 12, and then has not recovered ever since. This is criminal. Get this team some help. Like, bruh, put some cocaine in their body or whatever, bruh. They gotta, like, do something. This is criminal. But shout out to my boy Attach and Vegas Legion. I honestly feel like Geo is doing really well on this roster, and Purge is slowly getting up there. I feel like now we're seeing a better Purge. Instead of dropping a 0.7, you're dropping a 0.9, which is not that bad. I'm not gonna hold you. I think 0.9 is pretty respectable. And shout out to the boy Attach and Double Dylan, and shout out to Nero. He was playing out of his mind. And I also want to give shout out to Geo. He's the newest addition to that team, and I feel like it works really well now. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I like Geo. Geo's a good pickup. But yeah, that was the Friday's matchups, and we're gonna get right into the Saturday matchups. So for the first match of Saturday, we have Vegas Legion going up against the Major 1 champs in Toronto Ultra, and Toronto Ultra 3-1ing Vegas Legion. But huge shout out to Legion. I'm gonna just give them. I feel like they're really coming together now. First off, really close hard points. Both of the hard points were really close. And Vegas Legion 6-0'd Toronto in Search. And I'm just like, huh? Like, did I miss something? Like, I feel like the game still isn't, like, 100%. But the fact of the matter that Vegas is playing them really close. Like, Vegas has been playing really well this stage so far. Like, I won't lie. I think they're 2-1 right now. They beat LEG the last week, and then the Friday they beat Miami Heretics in the reverse sweep. Shout out there. And then they lose this match, but like they're 2-1. But they played Ultra really close. Like, I'm giving shout outs to them because they really played it really well. But at the end of the day, it's the Major 1 champs. It's Toronto Ultra. It's the boy Long Neck Scrappy doing his thing. You feel me? Here are the stats of this matchup. Honestly, I feel like everyone on Legion did really well. My boy Purge was keeping it consistent with a 0.9 KD. Geo's going positive as well as Nero. Obviously they lose, but they played that really well. Ultra, I mean, it's really odd seeing inside on a 0.8, but other than that, the subs are at a 0.9. Scraps at a 1.2. Like, you're getting out of Scrap. Long neck man with a gun, you feel me? Shout out to them for winning that series. And yeah. All right, so for our next match, we have Gorillas going up against Optic, and Optic 3-1ing Gorillas. But I'm gonna just say this right now, I need Optic to stop starting slow in the series. You are good. I understand what happened in this situation here. Optic's trying to test their map pool, and I feel like it's great to test your pull out against a weaker team to just get ideas, get reps in. So you guys know how to play that particular map mode when another team, like a better team, wants to play it and wants to chow you on it. You could chow them back and be like, yeah, I'll run this shit, let's go. But Optic starts way too slow. They did the same thing with Minnesota Rokkr. Started off really slow, going down 0-2 against them. And if it wasn't for the Minnesota choker, they would have lost that series. So Optic I feel like Optic really needs to stop starting slow in these series, because right after they started frying, they 6-2 them in Rio Search and Destroy because they wanted to try that out, get rips on that. Karachi Control, I believe they won all their defensive rounds. I remember in the choker match they won all their attacking rounds, and then Skid Row, it's their best map, it's their favorite map, they like playing it, and obviously they win that shit 250 to 178. So GG's to Optic and LEG. I'm kind of glad Assault had a really good series. Everyone talked about this team, and I feel like they've been like on a downward trend, but like if you really wanted someone to step up, it's definitely got to be Assault. Assault hasn't really been having good series this season so far, so seeing him having a decent series against them, shout out to him. Shotzi had a really bad first map, but after that he turned it the fuck up, and I love it. That's my boy. That's game right there, you feel me? But yeah, let's get into the final match for Saturday. So for the final match for Saturday, we have Miami Heretics losing to LAT. Can I just say right now, LAT won a map. Let's get it. Let's go. Finally, bruh. Finally. You mean to tell me LAT was on like a 13-14 hardpoint losing? I think it was 13 hardpoint losing streak. I'm just like, bruh, They can't catch a break. But they finally win a hard point against Miami Heretics. But it goes all the way to a game 5, round 11. Miami Heretics almost pulled off the reverse sweep. I just want that to be made clear. So LAT, you're not like sleeping well yet. You got to get infinitely better if you want to be an honest to God contender in this league and even get a shot at champs. For Heretics, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I don't know what the fuck to tell y'all. Y'all been doing terrible. I think you're 0-4 now. You're either 0-3 or 0-4. I think they're 0-4 right now. Let me check. Yeah, they're 0-4, and I just can't, bro. Also, I kind of hate how the scheduling is. How does Miami Heretics play 4 matches already, and these have only played 2? I just want to bring that up. Shout out to Ghosty. He almost breaks the damage record. That's kind of crazy. I'm glad that Kremp and Nasty are getting more familiar in the team. I feel like Kremp, when you really needed to, he could actually be a really insane slayer. I feel like going back into last year when he was on Boston Breach, whenever they played Optic, and particularly, like, Kremp would shoot against them. Like, they would still lose, but like Kremp would slay. And I feel like once he gets back in that form again, bro, he's gonna be nasty. And obviously, Nasty is kind of crazy. You feel me? Yeah, you good, man. The UK man is going crazy. I like the deal between Afro and Nasty. Obviously, they teamed together back in Vanguard. So I'm finally glad that LAT finally got a win on the board again, bruh. I don't even remember the last time they won. Shit, at this point, I mean, I think they have 2 wins. No, they have 3 wins of the season. And it's kind of crazy thinking about it, but yeah, let's get into the final day of matches. So the first day of the Sunday matches was between Seattle Surge and Ravens, and I'm going to be completely honest. Besides in Search and Destroy, Ravens dogged their ass, bruh. Like, oh my god. Like, all right, so to be put in perspective, I feel like Ravens have been on an upward trend because before more or less before the felony and TJ plugin, that the Ravens were dog shit. Like, oh my god, they were dog shit. But after they put Fellow and TJ, they started going to game 5. They would still lose the matches, but they were going to game 5. Then they surprisingly knocked out Subliners in Major 1 in the elimination round 1. And then even though like they lost to them in Major 2 qualities already, and they lost to Breach 3-1, like, you can tell this team is still a really good team. And Seattle Surge, after they dropped Illy, have looked shambolic. They are god awful, and the score shows it for itself. 250 to 150 on Skid Row is crazy. Yes, Seattle Surge beat him in the S&D terminal. I fucking hate terminal, so we don't give a fuck about it. Then Ravens fucking just dog shit him in fucking high-rise control, which Seattle Surge, I don't know what the fuck you're doing, but you gotta fix that, bro, because the way y'all were playing that is criminal. It was criminal. And then finally the Rio 250 to 145, and to make matters worse, Ravens let him get points on the board. Like, they let him get around near 100 points on the board. I'm pretty sure they were like 58 at one point. They were 58 to 244, and then like Ravens like, all right, we'll give you some points for you, like, beat your ass. I was like, bro, wait, what? Crazy, criminal. But here's the results. Oh my god, Brezzy, what are you doing, bro? Brezzy, what are we doing, brother? RC's had like the best series out of them all, and that's really only because like his S&D, I think he had like a 14-3 in S&D. Yeah, he went 14-3 in S&D for the dub, and I was like, god damn. So yeah, their roster move, I like, obviously it's not a gameplay issue, but like, bruh, they need Illy, or they need Illy back. I ain't gonna even lie to you. Obviously, shout out to Felony too. We all know Felony isn't an online type of player. He turns up on LAN. So the fact that he's having a really good online series, I love it. I love to see it. And then my boy Gwen, listen. Don't sleep on Gwen. You feel me? Like, I know Lynn's probably Rookie of the Year, but like, don't sleep on Gwen. You feel me? Gwen is a player. He will be frying. He'll be doing his thing. Brother. Oh brother. Minnesota. Minnesota. Let me talk to you real quick. Minnesota. You can't be going to game 5s. You know you're dog shit. Please stop, man. Like, I'm so tired of this, bro. This is their 3rd game 5 that they're losing, bro. To Boston. Boston, like I get it, they got some really good talent in there in the form of Snoopy and a Sim, and Slash is still a banger, but oh my god, like you had this in the bag, you choked again. I don't want to talk about this series, bro. That shit pissed me off. And then look at this, like, bro, a red carpet out of everybody. One thing I wanted to note here is the fact that I was curious to see, like, how would Rokkr perform when Lince isn't doing, like, isn't having like a great series, like he's having a right series. Like a 0.9 is still a 0.9. I think it's really good, but like that is answering my question. They're all red carpet here. I'm just like, bruh. Shout out to Boston Breach. Shout out to Sim. Like, I feel like people are gonna stop sleeping on Sim. I feel like he doesn't really care about his stats. He just plays for the win. And I'm giving another shout out to Priesthood. Priesthood played really well this series because his last series against the Subliners. Woo! So for the final match of the weekend is an absolute banger between Atlanta FaZe and New York Subliners. Now we have New York Subliners taking them to a game 5 and beating FaZe in a game 5 to win the series 3-2. Now I just want to make one point clear. That map 1 was disgusting, and I want y'all to look at the stats on map 1. Sib, what the fuck are we doing? 9 and 30 is criminal, and you're a slayer. Here's the overall stats of it. Sib had a 0.7 series. Like, this man was not shooting against FaZe. He was not. I'm not gonna lie. He was not. That man kind of got me worried because this is crazy. 9 and 30. 9 and 30 is criminal. And they upgraded Priesthood because they wanted more kills. And then you got him dropping these types of numbers at times. That's crazy. But overall, Subliners showed us that New York grit and beat FaZe to a game 5. The game 2 SD was not even close. It was a 6-0 for Subliners. Like, look at this, bruh. 8-0 for Kismet. 8-0 for Kismet. Because I'm pretty sure arguably the best S&D team without question has to be Atlanta FaZe. I think up to this point, the only S&D they probably lost, I believe, was against Ultra. So no other team I don't think beat them and actually beat them, period. So the fact that Subliners beat them in both S&Ds is crazy. So yeah, but Subliners won the series, and honestly, this was a really good series. The map 4. Shout out to Sid for making a comeback, because my man, and you had to like not repeat that map 1 performance. If you did, I'd been mad as hell. I ain't gonna even lie. But yeah, and then the game 5, you know, my boy Kid's been doing this thing. That's the D superstar. I feel like we're seeing Kismet back in form. So, but yeah, this last match was a banger. I'm not gonna lie. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Just to really go into the schedule for week 3. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna put my pick'ems in and my predictions for week 3's matches. First off, we have FaZe versus Rokkr. I'm just gonna put. Now, the reason why I'm putting 3-1 and not 3-2, I think Rokkr may potentially get into a game 5, but like FaZe and S&D is cracked. Their control is cracked, so they gotta steal a hard point. Like, in order for Rokkr to win this series, they got to win both hard points and potentially bring that game 5 ice, because we have not seen that. And if they go to a game 5 and lose the game 5, I'm gonna be pissed. But I'm gonna have FaZe winning that series 3-1. Ultra versus then we have Legion versus Boston. I'm gonna be completely transparent. I'll put a 3-1. I think Legion will beat them in 3-1. If Purge continues to constantly improve and both Dylans perform and just Gio do his thing, because Gio's honestly just been doing his thing. He's been really improving every series. I think they could beat him comfortably, because Breach's S&D is the worst in the league, I believe, and their respawn isn't really that great either. So I think Legion can beat him 3-1. But I think Optic will 3-0 Ravens again. I feel like actually, you know what? I'm gonna see if I can get them. I'll give them a map. I think Ravens have proved that like they can really win respawns. So it's gonna be interesting. And if Optic start out flat, Ravens, that'll be their only chance to get that one map. So it could be a 3-1. I think it'll be a 3-1. And then Surge and the Gorillas. I don't know about this match. I feel like Gorillas will win in 3, but like, does Surge get a map on them? I don't think they'll get a map. Probably their S&D. They'll probably get an S&D on them. Probably. Who knows? For the final match, I'm just gonna put Subliners 3-0ing them. Now, Toronto versus FaZe. Ultra and FaZe have been going back and forth. This will be their 3rd time playing in this season, and Ultra has had their numbers so far, but I think FaZe has like can elevate. So I think it'll be a grueler match. I think it'll go to a game 5. And then Thieves versus Rokkr. Now I think Rokkr will beat Thieves. I think Rokkr will beat Thieves in 3-1. I hope I'm not wrong in that predictions. I hope I'm not, because I'd be pissed. Oh, let me like do something real quick. But yeah. But I feel like, honestly, I feel like Rokkr can beat him in 4. These are my predictions. Let me know in the comment section below what are your predictions for the weekend, and let me know your favorite matches for the weekend. Before I forget, these are my standings after the week 2. These are my power rankings. So number 1, I still have Ultra. I think Ultra has still been the team to beat in this game currently. After that, FaZe. 3rd is Optic, and I put Subliners 4th. I feel like Subliners is coming back to that form that we know we can be, that championship, that world championship form that we know they could be on. We've seen Hydra and Kizan coming back to form, which is great, and I think that's really good. So right now, until they play Optic, I'm gonna have them in 4th. I think Optic so far has really been more consistent. We've seen them play really well, and they kind of buckle against like the other team, some lower teams, but like they've shown their grit, and I think Optic, I'm not trying to be biased, I think Optic definitely is number 3 currently. Number 5, I have Minnesota Rokkr. I have them down from 4th because the amount of game 5s they choked already is crazy. Like, the fact that they're going to game 5s with like the top tier teams is really good, but the fact that you did it with Boston, it's kind of crazy. But nonetheless, they're still a team that you gotta like. I think they're part of the gatekeeper to the top 4. Or the top 5, I should say. But yeah, at 6, at Vegas. Vegas looks really good right now. I'm not gonna lie. Legion's looking really strong. I feel like this is really a really good split for them so far, and they have a few more matches, but I think they could actually hit I want to say a winner's bracket, which is gonna be really interesting to see. At number 7, I have the Boston Breach. Yeah, they haven't been having really great series, but they still popped off against Minnesota and got the dub on a game 5, which is shout out to them. I had them at like 9th before, but now I have them at 7th. And at number 8, I have the Carolina Royal Ravens. They had a slower start to this split, but they still show that they can contend with some of the mid-tier and even some of the top-tier teams if need be, especially with that match with Subliners when back in week 1. So I have Ravens at 8. At number 9, I have LEG. LEG hasn't really been showing me any promise so far. Like, they look a little weak, they look a little shaky, but you know, I'm gonna wait to see how other matches go. But for right now, I have them in 9th. At number 10, we have LAT. Thieves have looked so much better with this roster. Honestly, they played 2 matches. They lost to Optic, but they won a game 5 round against Miami Heretics. So, you know, it's yet to be determined. But I definitely feel like these are 10th right now. At number 11, I'm supposed to have Miami Heretics there. I don't know why I put Surge here, but Miami Heretics for me is at 11th. I think Miami Heretics show a lot more promise than Surge, but they aren't winning their games. They're 0-4 right now, which is not good. They are 0-6 after their qualifier matches. They lost to Optic and Vegas in Major 1, got top 12, and they haven't won a series ever since. So they're 0-6 right now in the last 6 games, so I need them to turn it around. And finally, at number 12, I have Seattle Surge. This team looks shambolic. Like, it is crazy how bad they look. I understand they dropped Illy because of non-game issues, but this is insane. They haven't won a single game. They haven't won a single series. And I'm pretty sure out of their last 3 matches, the only match they won, I believe it was a Surge. So it's like, what are we doing, you know? Like, I don't know what Ramo's doing, but you gotta get that shit fixed. But yeah, those are my standings. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed the new content. If you can, drop a like, we really appreciate it, and comment down below what other things you want to see going forth in this series. But with that being said, I'll catch you guys in another video. Peace.